INFJs are often left feeling like they don't fit in with everyone else. They have difficulty understanding how other people think, but instead understand how they feel, which can lead to self-doubt and feelings of isolation from the world around them. INFJ males experience even more struggles than their female counterparts because being different is seen as something negative rather than just another personality trait. Every INFJ male has the unique honor of possessing the rarest personality type. If you're an INFJ man, or if you know one, you might wonder if that's something to celebrate. Being an INFJ man can be considered as both a blessing and a curse, which is why today I'm going to talk about 5 problems INFJ males constantly face. This is something that isn't talked about nearly enough, so be sure to watch until the end of this video and let me know if you have experienced any of these in your life. Let's get into it. Welcome to Success for Breakfast, where I'm serving up brain food made simple. Hit that subscribe button to get the latest videos created to give you the tools to level up your life. Starting things off for me today is INFJ males may struggle with issues of self-worth. INFJs are known for their deep insight into the human condition, as well as their compassion and empathy for others. However, INFJ males often fail to recognize their own value, due in part to a difficult childhood. Because INFJs are highly sensitive, they are often ridiculed or rejected by those around them. As a result, INFJ males often struggle to find their place in the world. Most INFJ males can't live their life without avoiding the pain of being told to man up, or other phrases that add to their feeling of shame. These messages are almost constant during childhood, and if they believe them for too long, they can develop into toxic shame. Toxic shame is a strong sense of shame that makes you humiliated and disgusted with yourself. This erodes their sense of identity and the distinct individuals they are, as well as their feeling of manhood. The male INFJs realize at a young age that they don't fit into the stereotype of what a man is supposed to be. They try their best not to disappoint people who love them by trying too hard and acting tough. The paradox is that even if they do manage to fit in more with what society expects, they still fail because they are not being genuine to themselves. INFJ males need to remember that their sensitivity is not a weakness, but rather a strength that can be used to make a difference in the world. With their deep insight and compassion, INFJs have the potential to change the world for the better. Next up in number 4 today is INFJ men may have difficulty finding a fulfilling career. INFJ men often struggle to find the balance between their creative side and more practical one. They may have a strong love of art while being drawn towards science, or they might be energized by data analytics but feel dissatisfied when working in marketing because it doesn't contribute anything new or useful to society at large. In other words, working just to make money isn't easy for most people with an INFJ personality. The issue for INFJ men is that they need to find a way of living outside the box before being able to achieve success within it. Many will take a conventional 9-to-5 job, but fail because their individuality and creative needs are not met in those positions, which leads them wilting or even dying psychologically without achieving meaningful work opportunities. This is why so many INFJ males aspire to be entrepreneurs. They're plagued by perfectionism, which leads them towards jobs and fields where they can easily quit if it doesn't suit their maximum potential. As idealists, they take pride in their job hopping as if it were a skill, because they are always able to find a last-minute job that keeps them from going hungry. To satisfy your heart's desires, you must begin working on them today. INFJ males are prone to looking for ideal situations, yet they simply don't exist. INFJs can pursue their dreams without worry of failure or disappointment because these things don't exist in reality, which means everything else is possible. You'll be able to achieve this goal by doing what matters most, while also satisfying requirements such as having a possibly unsatisfying day job. All the pieces fit together like a puzzle when put into practice. You're not just achieving one thing, but rather gaining insight after insight about yourself. If you've gotten some value from this video so far, please show your appreciation and hit that like button. That signals YouTube that you think other people could benefit from this video too. Coming in at number 3 today is INFJ men may grow accustomed to being invisible. Many INFJ males have an extroverted side that can be triggered in social situations. They can be the life of the party for a brief period of time if they want. Their extroverted feeling function makes them harmonious people who are sensitive to the emotions and wants of those around them. As a result, they attempt to maintain harmony in groups or social gatherings at all costs. This is how they get the moniker social chameleon. Despite being one of their greatest qualities and a trait that most people appreciate, it has a negative side effect. INFJ males are constantly challenged to tread the delicate line between fostering peace and losing themselves in the process. They are so skilled at making others feel seen and heard that they often aren't noticed themselves. Others may feel secure opening up to them because of their calm presence and relevant questions. What's unfortunate is that INFJ men are so well suited for the role of therapist. This isn't to say they don't have any friends who are really interested in them as individuals. They most certainly do. However, generosity is so firmly ingrained in their nature that this mode is activated by default. Perhaps it's partly because they haven't encountered many others like them, and as a result believe that no one would be interested in the chaotic, introspective frenzy of imagination they live. At the very least, they are not invisible to themselves as long as they continue to meet themselves with awareness. In solitude, INFJ males shrug off the perceptions and emotions of others and become visible to themselves once again. In the runner-up spot is men that are INFJ may be late bloomers. INFJ males were pretty bad at being young. That's one of the easiest ways to explain it. This isn't to imply they didn't have fun during their childhoods. However, many INFJs may definitely identify with the idea of finding their groove in adulthood rather than in their late teens or early 20s. This could explain why, given their age range and developmental stage, INFJs can feel much older or younger than they are. In some ways, it's possible that their lonely paths began with this experience. During those critical stages of growth, they were always in a different place than their friends. INFJ men always seem to arrive too early or too late to developmental functions, missing out on what's so vital during those developmental phases and being in sync with the important people around them, their friends. Many INFJ males delved inward for years, becoming very serious, apprehensive, and timid, whereas their peer group went out and tried everything. Many INFJ males feel they lost out on a lot of dating, partying, and exploring in their teens, so they start doing it again in their early 20s. Most of their friends were settling down now that they were in their mid to late 20s, but an INFJ male had just gotten the knack of dating and going out. The seasons of an INFJ male's life seem to go at a different speed and in a different order than everyone else's. Before I get to number 1 on my list, please leave me a comment and let me know what your experiences and stories are with these 5 problems an INFJ male constantly has to deal with. Topping my list, and the number 1 problem an INFJ male constantly faces, is INFJ men can be really intense. INFJs are often preoccupied with the passage of time and its effect on all of us. INFJ males will change subjects from the weather to how long we have left in this world, while also telling you that it's important not to waste any moment because each day is precious, especially if your life consists mainly of listening or talking. And that's just when he's talking to the delivery guy. Does this sound familiar to you, INFJs? Others aren't always available and ready to have help reflecting on themselves. There is a time for everything, even deep conversations about the intricacies of human existence. Often, the surface-level, superficial conversation is as deep as it gets, which is perfectly fine. The INFJ's passion in philosophical topics often leads them to be seen by others as aloof or really intense, because they don't see this interest as something worth entertaining, but rather just one more way that their creativity can help inspire those around them with such wisdom. The INFJ male is extremely unusual, yet he's also highly exceptional. They have a strong connection to others and are both kind and thoughtful. Their capacity for compassion makes them excellent friends and loving partners. They may have their stubborn moments, and they may drive you insane when they want to be rebellious, but they are warm, kind, and incredibly understanding people. As an INFJ male, you need to know and understand yourself. The incredible strengths you and all INFJs have far outweigh any perceived shortcomings you may feel about yourself. This video takes a deep dive into your exceptional INFJ strengths and how you can utilize them to your advantage.